She's glorious. She emerges from the sand, hanging over Fajitski and Ronaldo for an instant. Long, rippling, white gypsum scales studded with chunks of amethyst and red rock, and then all of that's gone because there's still more of her coming out of the ground.
Oh my god.
What does she look like, Joe Cash?
She looks like a giant fucking, like, dune-like centipede, you know? But like the gypsum... I can't do that.
Yeah.
My voice is going to die.
Tremors.
Tremors kind of thing. But like...
Oh, yeah.
But like, really... Like, imagine that the white gypsum sand makes it like glisten and shit. It looks really cool.
It's like a gemstone, almost. Yeah. And there are literal chunks of it embedded in her, whatever you would call it, carapace? Scales?
Yeah.
There's probably not a word for it, because it's from a completely different evolutionary path than anything you guys know. And at the head of it, just completely smooth. Until it peels open 5 jaws at the same time like a desert lotus and screams. What do you do, Abraham?
I am not currently close to it, yes, because we kind of, I mean...
You are not on the ground.
That's fair.
It is very large and approaching your altitude and still coming out of the ground.
Jesse's mouth
yeah,
is
I'm
open.
whipping it around and saying, hot. Ronaldo, get your puppy!
She lets loose a horrible roar as you try to whip out of the way of this worm that was not there a second ago.
I'm like standing still staring at it and I'm being like, is that your puppy?
Que bellissimo.
Is that your puppy?
Ronaldo reaches up and brushes back some of his hair and clicks something on his skull. And all of a sudden, Puppy stops screaming, lowers so gracefully from this reared up position, and begins to coil along the ground, surrounding that outcropping, the car, and a good deal of the desert, continuing to coil, letting loose something that kind of sounds like a purr. You are inside this puppy donut.
Okay.
You are above it, Jesse and Abraham.
I am, once it is not looking like it's going to eat my ship anymore, I'm, like, very intently studying this creature and, like, how it moves and, like, what its biology might be, just, like, trying to figure out what its whole deal is.
Sure, you want to give me an assessment?
Sure.
I imagine Fajitski's about to decide.
Absolutely. Okay.
It's an 11.
So I believe that means you get a data point about Puppy, which you can add at any roll regarding Puppy.
I also got an 11.
Oh, okay. Same for you. But you gain significant information about the subject and earn a data point about it as well. Okay, yeah, what would you like to know?
I just want to know how it works, like it's tunneling, if it's like using the mouth. I'm very interested in the biology of this creature.
Totally. It is a, for lack of a better sort of term, dune-style sandworm. Maybe some kind of alien analog of a reptile. You're not exactly sure. You have seen similar life forms on this planet that are not exactly as much like a worm, but clearly coming from the same evolutionary heritage as this thing. Mm-hmm. And obviously nothing this big.
Yes.
Because I would hazard that it is more than 100 yards long. Maybe 200. But so much of it is shifting and coiling into this donut around this rock spire, Fajitski and Ronaldo. Some of it's still underground. It's lithe and muscular and armored, you can see, through the rocks and stones sticking into its scaly carapace.
Mm-hmm. Jesse's mouth is so open that if wind blows, you hear a creak, like... That's how wide-eyed, open-jawed this is making her.
Where did your friends go?
I think they left. I don't know. But this is absolutely incredible.
She's so beautiful.
Yeah! Where's your puppy hut?
And he points, and you can see, as part of your assessment roll, there is a large discolored spot on this otherwise smooth gypsum white flank of this puppy. It's similar, as far as I can tell, to pancreatitis. There's some sort of thing blocking.
Well, you've called the right goddamn doctor. Pancreatitis happens to be my specialty.
Oh gosh.
And I will pay you so handsomely. What are you guys doing up in the shuttle?
So I think that as part of me assessing it, I'm flying the shuttle around it and then gradually getting lower and once I've gotten all I need to know, I'm coming down and landing in the middle of the puppy donut.
The puppy donut. Great. Jesse.
Do we have to land in the middle? Do we have to land in the middle? Let's just stay around. Let's stay around.
Well, that's where the doctor is.
We don't need to get close because a huge snake monster just come out of the ground. Then wouldn't you be like, oh shoot, let's go attack those snake monster people. So we should just stay in the air and make sure nobody's coming from any direction trying to kill this thing. Or kill us.
Well, the good doctor's right there.
Great,
and,
great. He's got it. Let's keep up in the air.
And if you note, you can't see us inside the puppy donut because, it's really fucking big.
What if there's like a caravan of horrible circus people who need a new attraction? I've seen stuff like this happen, okay?
Thank you.
Okay? And then we get taken by surprise, and then what? We're in the puppy donut. Sneak! It squeezes and we're dead. All I'm just saying is, inside the circle equals more death possibilities than outside the circle. So why don't you just hop on down in the middle and I'll keep flying?
I'll compromise with you. We'll hover above while he's doing his whole thing.
I love it. Let's hover.
So you're hovering gently over the puppy donut, as it were. As Fajitski, you see this discoloration. And Ronaldo sort of goes through his pockets and comes up with basic sort of laser saw. Mm-hmm. He says, I warn you, this is really not going to be very good. You see, and at this moment, you hovering over just the sort of back heat exhaust of the shuttle itself begins to heat the air around Puppy. And at the same time, both she and Ronaldo, mid-sentence, completely transfixed, let out a simultaneous "Ah!"
As soon as the worm screams, I am going to book it away.
Ronaldo recontrols himself and says, Thinking calm thoughts. We are sleepy together.
Yeah, just sleepy together. You want me to tell you a story or something?
Yes. How can you do that while you are operating?
I don't know. I just want to... I don't know what I have to do. I've never seen anything fucking like this.
Margaret Lee and
Oh my god. Yes.
You have been clearing the debris of the busted up house for about 45-50 minutes now, and you're almost completely done creating A, giant pile of usable scrap material from the house itself, and B, a clear path to the bunker that was underneath it. And it is about the 50-minute mark, Margaret Lee, that you hear a sort of far-off whine. It sounds like an air vehicle, some sort of craft. And off in the distance, you begin to see a speck upon the horizon that, very high up, begins to close the distance and approach this particular area of the wide open near Gideon's Rest.
Got it.
While Bull is finishing up.
Would I know what a, deep sky, blue sky?
So
What
the
Mr. Blue Sky?
Mr. Blue Sky?
I'm sorry.
No, it's totally cool.
would I know?
Would you know if it's the Blue Stars?
Yeah, like-
Whitley and her mercs?
Yeah, would I be able to tell if it's them by the ship or it's just like off in the distance?
When it gets closer, you would be able to look for some sort of distinguishing markings, but I
Okay.
cannot guarantee that they wouldn't see you by the time you were able to know.
How far away is it?
At this point, it is far away enough that you know that it's a smaller, faster craft, but it's moving quickly, but it's still just a speck on the horizon.
Okay.
But it's coming towards...
It's coming not directly towards you, but vaguely.
Towards
It's
town?
almost shooting the hypotenuse between you and town.
Okay.
Into the wide open in the surrounding area.
Okay. Hey, Bull, you see that ship?
Yes, I see the ship.
Okay, well, you know how you can shoot things like out of your arms and things like that?
No.
You don't know you can do that, Bull.
I do not shoot things out of my arms.
Well, your shoulders, your body.
Ah, yes.
So, here's what I'm thinking. Why don't we just hunker down, hide in whatever we've just made, and when it gets a little bit closer, we're just going to shoot it down. Or at least keep it from getting closer to town. You like that plan, Bull?
I will stand in the field.
Do you want to hide, or you're just going to stand?
I am hiding in plain sight. And I just walk out to the middle of the field where I was.
Nice. Are you going to be tilling it?
Yeah.
Good thinking, Bull.
With nothing. Just
Just arms.
making the shape, but not actually holding anything.
That rules.
Oh my gosh,
That
yes.
rules.
Well, here's what I'll tell you, because I'm imagining he's like out in the field, and I'm gonna stay kind of in the bunker.
There's definitely enough stuff
To hide.
around that you wouldn't be distinguishable against perhaps a bunch of metal or
Got it.
or the bunker itself.
Yeah. Okay, Bull. Change of plan. Let's just say you were made by a deep sky, right?
What do you mean?
Well, you were made by somebody. Were you made by a deep sky or some kind of independent contractor, mechanic?
I do not know the answer to that question.
Does he have deep sky markings that I would know?
So Bull, I believe, no specific markings are on his body that would. Yeah, there's no made in China kind of thing. Property
Right.
of Deep
No
Sky.
TM or anything.
It's made in Taiwan.
I know.
He doesn't have a tramp stamp.
From what you know about a lot of Deep Sky equipment and such,
Yeah.
that there is such a thing. It would be marked and serial numbered and
Got it,
such,
got it.
and he's got none of
He
that.
has none of it.
And
Okay.
that is underneath like the years of grime
Right,
and
right,
layers
right,
of
right.
rust.
Well, let's just say this. If they make some kind of attack on where we are, shoot them down. If not, just follow where they're going. And I'll catch up with you on Wilbur. Does that sound good?
I understand.
Okay. While I'm hiding, is it possible to construct... So in my brain, it's like the bunker, and now we've made a path to the bunker,
Yeah.
right?
The bunker's now just opening up onto.
Okay, is there a way to construct it to look like it's just rubble while making a secret latch that people could get in the bunker?
Yes, you could definitely put the rubble that Bull has now sort of laid off to the side to sort of cover up that entrance. It wouldn't
Yeah.
look like much more than a hole in the ground, even if they could see past the walls of rubble.
Got
I think that definitely is under the language of construct if you
Okay.
want to do that. And I don't believe you have to roll for that.
Ooh.
Because you are industrious background? Yeah, or industrious career. Yeah, so we'll say that you start camouflaging using the rest of Carlisle's moisture farm as a blueprint, I guess, of how shit looks like when it's broken and trash and there's nothing to see here.
Right.
To do that to the
Okay,
thing.
cool.
Can I try and assess it from this distance?
Until it gets closer, if it does get closer,
Okay.
very difficult to see.
I'll wait
Much
if
at
it
all.
gets closer. And just till.
Back!
Pretend to till.
He's a mastermind.
Back to the Puppy Brigade.
I'm a rogue.
So what do you do, Fajitski, with this information? If I haven't made it clear, it seems like there's some sort of empathic link between Ronaldo and the puppy.
Gotcha.
And that might make surgery difficult if Ronaldo is unable to keep his cool.
Gotcha. I like to go over to the dark spot of the creature.
Looking at it, it does appear to not only just be the discoloration, but there is a bulge, an irregularity in the otherwise completely smooth gypsum flank of this beast.
Did you have any idea about how to proceed?
I'm trying to be chill, and you cut in and get the thing out. She's very sweet. She just needs help.
I understand. I'm sure she's great.
I help her when she's not calm.
No, I understand. Okay, do you have any, pills? Or anything that you can take right now?
He specifically did get pain medicined up before he left his compound.
Gotcha.
And that's keeping him on his feet, despite the breaching wound in his leg. But there's no, tranquilizers or anything quite like
Gotcha.
that.
And then Fajitski wouldn't have anything like that either, would he?
I don't know if it would be, opioid. You wouldn't have, sedative tranquilizer type shit.
Good point. Well, if you think you can handle it...
I will try, doctor.
Alright, well, I'm gonna get a piece of leather, and I'm gonna put it in your mouth, and you gotta bite down on it, and that's about all I can do. You're gonna have to be strong through this. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Does he have the leather in his mouth?
Yeah. I'm actually putting it on as he's saying this. He's like, I'm gonna need you to calm down and take deep breaths. Now we're gonna start this. No. Deep breaths, then breathe in for 5, hold for 2, and then breathe out for 5, okay? There you go. Use your nose too. Now close your eyes.
What the fuck's he doing with that belt?
I want you... I
Looks
want
like
you
he's
to relax.
take him as a prisoner. I told you he wasn't a good guy.
He is
I'm gonna
relaxing.
tell you a story, a relaxing story.
Okay.
There was a bunny.
Yes.
And it was a cute bunny. He tells him like a story that's like supposed to sound cute, but it's just in his voice. So it's like Fajitski's telling like it's like the bunny was like hopping around in the park, and then he met another bunny. But he met another fucking bunny.
This is going to be, I think, an influence role. What are you guys doing in the puppy observation mobile?
I think we're just observing from a safe distance. I know I am taking it easy from my wounds.
I want to look out and watch out for scary circus people to come and get us.
So you're basically keeping a watch for scary circus people or other things that might be bad.
Mm-hmm.
7.
A 7?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think you do this. You manage to give this sort of soothing, calming story, as only Fajitski can be soothing and calming. And as the cost I'm going to impose, the next time you do this, it's going to have a -1. Okay. But you succeed for now and are able to keep him very calm in an almost meditative state, at least for the moment.
Okay. Now just breathe for me. Continue to breathe. And he takes like the laser saw thing from the guy.
It's like what you would use, I don't know, to cut metal.
Okay. Would his laser be better for this operation or the saw?
Is your what are the tags in your laser?
The laser is laser concealed laser pen.
I'd say the saw is necessary for at least the outer coating.
Sweet.
Yeah,
because it's the core shit.
It's basically I've given tags, right?
Okay.
And one of the tags that Puppy's hide has is like carapace, so it's like super heavy armor.
Oh, sweet.
So it would need something to cut through, like a laser saw or something.
Okay, I guess Fajitski goes over and tries to open it up.
There is a simultaneous groan that sort of ends in from both Ronaldo and Puppy. Mm-hmm. But for the moment, although there is some undulation in the giant musculature of Puppy and some more moaning from Ronaldo,
I go, shh, it's okay. It's okay.
This is going to be the first of 3 successes or failures that you need to heal Puppy.
Okay.
That's going to be a first aid roll.
That is under what?
Expertise.
Nice.
8. That's 10.
Great. So that is so that's 1. And at the end of that, Ronaldo sort of stumbles back out and he's like, "Oh, she's really angry.
She's gonna be alright. She's gonna be alright.
I'm really angry right now.
She's gonna be alright.
You can't do that again so quick. I won't let you.
What?
I won't let you. Not so soon."
What?
He begins to sort of stumble forward. He's, "Give me."
Lay down.
No.
Lay down.
No.
Lay down.
And he begins to sort of struggle with you.
I go like, shh. I grab him by the shoulders. I'm like, look me in the eyes. Look me in the eyes. Do you think I'm gonna hurt you?
You just did.
No.
You hurt her too.
I'm repairing the injury. Okay?
Yes.
Now
you're
look
right.
me in the eye.
Yes.
I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm gonna fix you.
Give me a 2d6 plus influence. This one has a -1.
Oh. That's 2!
Yikes!
No! That's awful. Of course it's Fajitski. He's terrified.
Okay. I think I'm good. I think I'm good.
You sure?
And he puts the leather back in his mouth.
Say it with me. I can do this. I can do this. One more time. There you go. Now breathe deep. We're going in.
I am so nervous right now for you. Both jokes.
Fajitski does not know of fear.
Oh my god.
You will in a minute.
I'm sorry.
It's like an ex-girlfriend.
Missing,
He let go of her a long time ago.
What was her name?
Fear.
Yeah.
Fear joyfully is her last name.
Thought her name was like,
Fear.
Rebecca.
Yvonne.
Rebecca.
Leslie, I don't know.
So as you bring the laser saw back around, using your pen also to begin to go farther after this initial incision into Puppy, as soon as you activate your next laser pen, before you can even begin first aid, that roar starts immediately rumbling back up again, accompanied by a scream of rage from Ronaldo, who, stumbling forward, takes a massive swing at you.
I try to dodge.
Give me a 2d6 plus physique.
7.
Yes, I think he's only going to do a minor injury at you as he sort of instinctually begins to grapple at you. Up in the cockpit, what do you do?
Oh shoot, things are going bad.
Can you get that guy?
I start to lower my lasso.
You do.
Can you get down there?
Nope, no, I can't do that. Sorry about that.
You do, but as soon as you start lowering your
Can you
lasso,
these people? No!
you, even worse.
Oh no.
What is the vicious animal that now is starting to line the red rock that has smelled Puppy's blood in the air and is beginning to look down?
I called this. Oh no.
What do they look like?
They, plural, they?
There's a lot of them.
Oh no!
They are vicious is the only word that I will give, and I will let you decide what otherwise this opportunistic local fauna looks like.
I
Imagine
the clouds.
send in the clouds. Oh my god, yeah. Okay, I think I'm gonna pull. It's like Pinsir from Pokemon,
Yes!
and they have like creepy beetle bodies.
Ew.
And then speaking of
I
clouds,
love it.
but their eyes are circled in white like
Paste.
white paste and have red eyes.
Love it.
And I look down with my lasso.
pincers.
I imagine I see it because I'm like unlatching my lasso and my head ducks a little bit, and I just go, "The clouds are coming!" And I roll back up.
What do you do?
I can't speak today. It's Jesse. The clouds are coming. I'm bad.
So this is
What the fuck are you Oh god! And I'm gonna so where are they from us?
they're
right
like
now?
rock cats. That's how I'm imagining them. They're
Oh
like
hell no.
yeah, they're like in the red rock that Puppy has now surrounded, drawn out from whatever hidden burrows and barrows they might have by the scent of blood in the air.
Okay, so they're in the donut.
Wait, they're in the donut?
Because she has entirely
Oh
encircled.
my god, she's that big.
Can I control the wagon at all, like, remotely, or do I have to be...
I think there's a specific asset upgrade for that.
Okay.
Other people can obviously take the helm unless you have the keyed upgrade, but I think you would literally have to have, I don't know, like a string holding the helm in place to have it continue going forward. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I didn't know if I could, like...
Yeah. I don't know if
Put
you have
it
like a
in
remote
park or
control.
anything.
Oh,
Okay.
you could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could have it hover.
Okay.
You just wouldn't be able to call it, or, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
It couldn't, like, Wilbur. It's not an intelligent animal or whatever. It couldn't follow you.
Gotcha.
Wee.
And how tall, like, on the ground, is Puppy's body?
I would say...
Yeah.
Is 15 feet too tall?
Not in this scenario.
I mean, with
I'd say about 12 foot tall.
All right. Well, hell, how much of area of rock is there on the inside?
It's
And,
a thin red
quickly look
spire.
at it. All right.
Similar to the other rocks that you guys have passed, that are in stark contrast to the white gypsum sands.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
I think that I'm gonna pull us even higher up to be out of range of whatever the hell those things look to be. Open up a side hatch and pull out the holy light and say, "Hey Doc, look out!" And I'm gonna take a shot.
That will be a open fire plus metal. I kept calling it launch assault, but it's open fire.
Oh, that's not great.
Back on the ground, you are wrestling with Ronaldo.
Can I use authority on Ronaldo?
That is
If I have clear superiority over an NPC, I can command them even if it goes against their traits.
great. Yeah,
Nice.
give me a roll to command. Do it.
That's
That would be
influence?
influence. Yeah.
8.
For the moment, he's collected himself. Sorry, I'm sorry. You're a helpful man. I'm calm.
Don't forget,
Helpful.
your hands are also in my life.
I need
Oh,
help.
wait,
Your hands
my
are
life
in
is
my
also
life.
in your. God damn it! My life is also. And say something about
Life is hands.
Yeah.
Your hands is life.
Yeah.
Give to my puppy your life of hands.
My hands are life. Yeah.
Please.
Don't forget, you are controlled whether or not you die, I die, and people up there die.
Doctor, I can do a lot. I don't know if I can do this.
You can do it. Say it with me. I can do it.
Si se puede!
I can do it.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
We do things the American way. We don't listen to what you say. Coca-Cola, rock and roll.
Howdy there, space friends. Jonah here, popping in at the break to say thank you for listening to Manifest. With all of us running every which way right now, we were so happy to be able to get together and record another episode of this. We were thrilled about the positive response we had to View, the side quest we just wrapped up this past week, which you should go listen to if you haven't already. And we continue to be thrilled with the responses we're getting to Manifest. If you enjoy the characters we make and the stories we experience together, and you want other people to experience them too, please make sure to give us a rating, a review, and subscribe to the podcast and tell your friends about it. All of those are easy, non-monetary ways that you can support us and help us grow if you're a fan of the work we do. It's been a little while since we've released an episode of Manifest, so we've got some fan art to catch up on. We have a few amazing pieces that have been sent to us, and I would love to take a minute to thank those artists. Thank you to longtime listener and sketcher supreme Elena at cloverbuds.ig on Instagram. Sent us a wonderful piece of art of Jesse from the show. Elena, we love your interpretations of our characters, and we are always so happy to see your art. Thank you so much. Additionally, I would like to send a huge shout out to new listener Andrew Ferguson at Chaotic Good Games on Instagram. A while back, he was offering to draw people's original characters, so Sarah and I reached out to him, and he absolutely knocked it out of the park with these pieces of Abraham and Jesse. If you haven't seen those yet, or if you haven't seen any of his other stuff, I highly suggest you go check him out. He's currently finishing up work on a Legend of Zelda RPG, and all the stuff he's posted about it looks super awesome. So again, at Chaotic Good Games on Instagram, check him out. Thank you so much, Andrew. If you have fan art of the show that you want to share, you can find us on social media at The Quest Company. Just make sure to tag us and use hashtag The Quest Company. You can also get in contact with us directly through our Connect page on questcompanypodcast.com. We'd love to hear from you. And as always, I would like to thank Joe Leitess for editing Manifest, as well as the incredible artists whose music we use. Thank you to Joe Cash for the Manifest theme, So Long, Snace, Cowboy. Thank you to tabletopaudio.com for the song Crossroads. Thank you to Dr. Phibes and the 10 Plagues of Egypt for O Fortuna. Thank you to Rozkol for the Apotheosis of All Deserts. Thank you to Bicikl for the song Mississippi Showdown. Thanks to Waylon Thornton and the Heavy Hands for Coca-Cola Rock and Roll. Thanks to Jimmy Cousins for the song Texas Ranger. And thank you to Komiku for the song Inconvenient Truth Ambient. You can find more of all of their music on freemusicarchive.org. Thank you for additional sound design, Bastard Rio, L. Judman, and Timber. You can find more of their work on freesound.org. That's all for me, so let's get back to the plane spotting and puppy fixing. Thanks for listening to Manifest here at the Quest Company.
It's okay, 'cause I got no job. Coca-Cola, rock and roll. Coca-Cola, don't you got no money, I got no cash. Michigan Steel is out of gas.
So,
You okay, though?
Margaret Lee,
Yeah.
where are you when this unidentified flying object comes a little bit closer to the point where you almost might be worried that they can see you? What are you doing specifically then?
I imagine I'm just like hunched up, got my leg up, got some metal, my hammer's like shocking things, melting things together. I'm just kind of like
You're doing your
melting.
construction.
Yeah, I'm just
You're
working.
not specifically hiding from
No.
it. And therefore, you and Bull are both able to see, as though it is not looking, as far as you can tell, directly at you, it does appear to be sweeping the wide open between here and Gideon's Rest. And though it's difficult to make out from such a long distance, very clearly you can see now, difficult against the blue of the sky, it is a blue fighter of some sort. It's got a blue paint job.
And blue is deep sky, right? Car colors.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
the
what I
blue
wanna make sure.
stars. The blue star outfit.
Okay, great. Bull,
Yes.
I think you should shoot it.
It is much too far away.
How can you not shoot from here?
It is much too far away.
Okay, you want to run towards it and shoot?
It may pass us by.
Right. We don't want it to pass us by in case it's going to Gideon's Rest. It's going to get all the people killed if it's Deep Sky.
Wait, is it on its way to Gideon's Rest?
It looks like it, right?
It does not appear to be either beelining towards you or towards Gideon's Rest
Right,
at
it's
the
in
moment.
the...
If
kind of
anything,
space
it
between.
is beginning to sweep
Yeah.
between the points where you are and the point at Gideon's
Gideon's
Rest. Yeah.
Can I assess it at this point yet, or is it still too far
I think
away?
so. Especially as it continues to make these long runs back and forth across the desert.
Oh,
Give me
okay, I
a-
understand.
Sure.
Yep, sorry. Now I'm with
If
it.
you ever seen a flyover,
Yeah, okay.
What is assess?
I think this one would be expertise. It's regarding what kind of... What do you want to know about it? I think that would determine what the stat is.
I think it's, as with everything Bull does, tactical advantages on something. Like, if there's any issue with it, or, like, if there's a weak spot with it, like, the Terminator programming of, like...
That sounds like...
What is the fastest way to...
Well, it's interesting. I would say that with people, it's metal. And with something like this, it's like probably expertise. So I'd say expertise.
Yeah. Then it is 9.
It is a flying, agile fighter. It might have armor. If so, it doesn't have much.
Okay.
And that they're generally used for strafings or pursuits.
Gotcha.
I can't tell you exactly what it might have, but
No,
this
no,
is
you're
your beep boop. This is what this class of vehicle is.
It's like targeting, like,
It's
let me,
most-
like, analyze from a distance what this
Yeah.
might be.
I think of an understanding it could fight either land or air.
Okay. It's a dog fighting.
I was thinking like Snoopy Red Baron kind of shit.
I got you.
What do you think, Bull?
I propose we let it get closer. If it wants to get closer. If not, let it do what it wants.
Okay, how about this? If it gets any kind of closer to us, we'll go from there. But if it starts heading towards Gideon's Rest, then we'll shoot it down or at least go to town and try to get out as many people as we can.
I will kill it if it gets close.
Okay, works for me.
I am tilling.
You're doing a damn good job. Do you want like a little... I could try to give you like a blade in your arm or something.
It will look suspicious.
If you had a hoe,
I do not understand.
well, hoe kind of goes two ways. If you...
Hoes go 2 ways.
Sometimes. Well, why not just give you some kind of rake or something? Or do you just want to mime it? Doesn't matter to me.
It will look suspicious.
If you mime it or if you have some kind of gardening tool.
I just go back to doing what I was doing.
Back to the brigade. You have, at least for the moment, subdued is the wrong word, but brought Ronaldo back to his senses, although he says, I don't know if I can do this, and steps backwards. Neither of you have noticed the threat that the two up above have seen.
Oh, dang, even though I yelled.
Oh, did you yell?
Yeah, I
Oh,
yelled,
I'm sorry.
hey, Doc, look out.
Okay, Fajitski. There's also some weird-looking eyes looking down at you from the Red Rock Spire, all looking directly at the location from which the scent of blood is pouring.
Jesse, stay safe. Jesse, stay safe. Jesse, why are you being a coward? Stop being a yellow-blooded coward. Jesse, stay safe. Jesse, even stay safe. Stop being a yellow-blooded coward. Yodelay, hee-hoo. I want to jump off the plane.
Where are you going?
I want to jetpack right down to where the bugs are and float. And just start to, like, yodel and lasso and try to distract them.
Okay, what
Well-
would this be? This would be, I think, a face adversity, probably physique, because I think you are trying to at least scare them off.
Yeah. Just watch out.
Yeah.
Some other crazy creature's gonna come kill you.
Oh, yeah.
And her name is Jesse.
You did
Good. 11.
What is the noise they make with their pincer-ass heads?
A lot of chomping, but then when you really listen, it's a lot of like...
like a cow.
Old people.
Yeah, just old gums.
Really dumb.
Tapioca.
Yeah.
So underneath, there's
Yeah, and the little babies, that's all they can because they don't have their big one.
and
Wonderful in the head.
I think you are hovering in between them.
Yeah,
and
I'm trying to protect you, but
And-
just...
for the moment, you have absolutely, what was it, a perfect success?
It was 11.
Yeah, you have completely taken all of their attention away, and though they might look past you or whatever, they are clearly more worried about you than whatever this nice big meal might be.
How many of the pincer creatures are there again?
A lot.
A lot?
They're small, but they're many.
Outside of the worm, is there any other rock structures nearby or anything?
Nothing really large to speak of. There's probably one or two smaller chunks of red rock, but nothing like this spire.
While she's doing that and they're distracted, Abraham's gonna take the wagon up a little higher, throw it in park, and jump out.
Okay.
Sheesh, everybody's jumping.
Do you have something that keeps you from getting hurt when you fall?
No, but I'm gonna transform. So I'm gonna roll plus metal. Plus 2 is 9, and I'm gonna use my data point about Puppy to make it a 10.
Woo! So you're going to transform using it's the Shaper mechanic?
Yes.
Okay, so that means as a 10 you get to choose any 2 positive tags, or whatever tags, to incorporate into whatever this new thing is. As you transform into it, and it is...
I turn into a large worm that looks very much like Puppy, except not as big, but I am about 3 times the length of an Abraham.
Okay.
And my tags are armored and penetrating, and I want to wreck shop on the pincer spire.
So you drop like a cylindrical worm-shaped bullet into the earth, into the sand, I assume, and start making your way towards the pincer spire.
Yeah.
Give me a roll plus, I suppose, physique in this form. Is it going to be the same as Abraham, or...?
I think this thing probably is more physique capable than Abraham.
We'll say it has a 2.
Alright.
Because it's specifically a
Does
penetrating.
Jesse see him fall?
I think so.
Oh, shoot! Jesse,
then-
you need to stay safe, and I try to, fight myself from flying up. Internal conflict.
And then you see him transform, and not plummet
But
to his
is
death.
he transforming underneath the ground?
I transform before I hit the ground, so that when I do hit the ground, I go straight in like a worm and tunnel.
And then her jaw drops again, and if the wind blows, it's...
Fajitski, you've never seen anything quite like that.
It was a 9.
A 9 plus 1. Oh, for the launch assault.
It was a 9 total for the launch assault, yeah.
Well, tell me how you engage these.
So these 5 jaws open up, as it does on the worm, and a scream is released, and I just start tearing through the spire that they've been coming out of, and taking any of them that show up with me along the way.
And their hardened rock-cutting pincers attempt to get some sort of purchase in your carapace armor. Rock-piercing pincers. But, since you have that carapace, give me a brace for impact to try to mitigate that damage.
Do I add anything to that?
Your carapace armor.
Oh, sweet. That's an 11.
That is a perfect success. So,
Sweet.
You just take no damage at all.
Hell yeah.
Well, I think
My
he's
life.
got this under control, and I want to, slowly jet closer to Fajitski.
Who is...
How's it going, Doc? I just want to have my eyes always on what's happening there, and just, kind of back-to-back situation if I can with Fajitski.
Ready to
Lasso
go.
ready, gun ready to shoot any of these creepy buggos that come close to you.
Margaret Leonbull. It continues to sweep back and forth across the desert, and you are keeping an eye on it. And now, as it gets closer, you are able to see that it does have a Blue Star outfit logo as well as the blue paint on this fighter. And it is approaching you, not on a direct vector, but by the way of its back and forth, you see that in a very short amount of time, it will be sweeping over the Carlisle Moisture Farm in its search. What do you do?
Well, is there any way you can shoot it down?
I can shoot it when it gets closer. Perhaps you should hide,
Yeah, well, I guess
since you are fleshy.
Well, I don't know. Okay, I guess I can.
If it shoots me, I will be fine.
Well, yeah, that's...
If
Okay.
it shoots you, you may not be fine.
No, I mean, I'll probably die.
I do not want you to die.
Oh, thanks, Bull. I don't want you to get hurt, but I'll hide.
I will not get hurt.
Okay, Bull. Okay. Why don't you just shoot it when it gets closer, and then we can go...
I am not a slave.
Nope. Nope.
I am tilling.
You sure you
I
don't-
am a farmer.
Okay. Maybe you could learn some, farming language.
I do not want to be a farmer. I am in disguise.
Oh. If you want, a hat, you can borrow my hat.
Yes, that would be nice.
Make sure it stays safe, okay? It's kind of a special hat, so don't let it get blown up or, shot to hell.
It will probably get both of those things with me. You should take it back.
I bet I could kind of make you one. Real quick, just like a little shroud or handkerchief or something I can stitch.
Am I noticing it getting closer? Perhaps you should hide.
You don't want a hat?
Perhaps you should hide.
Oh, okay, I'll
It
see
is
it and go hide.
Imminently about to come.
I will hide in the bunker.
Give me a basic 2d6 plus, I think, metal.
But for one shining moment, Bullwark was in a tiny hat.
Oh, that was bad. 4.
Okay, so let me set the scene here. You've gone and hide near the bunker in this area that you have fortified. Bull goes back to tilling a field with an imaginary plowshare. This thing, this fighter, continues to sweep back and forth, eventually going right over the moisture farm. And then on one pass back, it stops over and hovers and begins to look around.
Oh, hell no.
And look around and lower slightly. And from your position, Margaret Lee, you can now see into the cockpit. And describe Reno, the man that you saw in Wyoming 10 years ago, serving under Sidney Whitley.
Son of a bitch. Okay.
The pilot under Whitley.
This is going to sound crazy, but it makes sense. It looks like one of the cats from Five Goes West.
I don't know why you had to preface that.
Sounds exactly right.
But in human form, like I imagine he has a glass eye and no eyebrow above the glass eye, and now he has gray hair and he's got a scar and it's real jacked up.
So he's
for his
fucking
glass
awesome
eye.
looking.
No.
Oh my god.
Evil.
And
That's
then
a great
he's got
description.
like a bunch of
Yeah,
scars
thanks,
that are
Bible.
like almost like what's that, chevron?
Chevron.
Yeah,
That's
like-
horrifying.
Yeah, on his.
Ew, are there
His
stitches?
throat?
Did he lose his head and now there's stitches?
I would imagine it was stitches. Yes.
Oh,
Kind
God,
of.
you're right.
Yes.
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 I encourage
Does
our
he have
listeners
that
to
stash?
Google Five Goes West.
Yes. Yeah, like he has a
that's-
big old like what's that? What's that? Is
Like
it a
a-
handlebar? That's
Like a big old...
like a Fu Manchu.
but it's bushy, and I imagine there's a bunch of food stains. In there.
Ew.
Like,
Yeah.
It's just gross.
He's a gross man.
and
Only
he
gonna
doesn't
make...
have knuckles.
What?
His knuckles are like boned. Like he's like pulled the
Ew,
skin off
ew,
and it's just bone on his knuckles.
ew.
Fuck yeah.
That's awesome. Can I say that and the eye thing are specific, like, cyber
Yes, yeah, like it's
enhancements
like
that he's
metal
done?
there.
To help him pilot good?
yeah.
That was great.
To help him pilot so good.
Question.
Yes.
Can I ask really fast?
Yes.
These shock mines I have, the
Uh-huh.
haywire one, how would I, like, if I triggered it
Uh-huh.
and threw it, is it like a grenade and it would blow up? Or I'd have to, like, place the mine down?
So the tags are shock and haywire. Could throw it like a grenade and then clink. It is not the intended purpose, so I might impose a small penalty for that.
Okay.
But it would basically be a physique roll, which
Okay.
I think you're pretty good at.
Just
so,
need to know.
So he's sweeping back and forth. Bull, I think you are so good at pretending to do this thing.
Yes!
I don't even know how that would be an influence roll, so I'm just not even
Performance
gonna go
roll.
there.
Bull.
I suppose.
Roll a deception
As
check.
opposed to the knife being suspicious of him, you know?
Is the blender up to something? I don't know. It's pissing me off,
love
though.
it.
You're
that
a
is-
Greenville toaster!
Oh my god.
It's literally would I suspect the toaster at this point. Because
Yes.
you wouldn't look at a surface mech, especially one if they've at all been here in the last, year or so, that has been doing this exact thing, tilling the field. And he begins to search.
Oh, gosh.
And there's a small sort of scanning laser that just sort of pops around every once in a while. You notice something, Margaret Lee and Bull. While he does pass over some of the junk and the metal and the twisted scrap in this moisture farm area, a lot of the time he's pointing at nothing. But in the middle distance. He's as though sounding the empty spaces around Carlisle's moisture farm. Bull.
Is he directly above me?
He's pretty darn close. But before we get to anything like that, we gotta resolve the failure to be stealthy.
Oh, shit.
Yikes.
Margaret Lee,
Yeah.
how does it go wrong?
Like, my stealthing go wrong?
Yes. Because you have done a good job in creating this, you have hidden the entrance to the bunker itself, and now you are hiding in the bunker. But something happens.
I feel like I made, like, levels to it.
Uh-huh.
Like, scaffolding, kind of.
Mhm.
So I was just, like, on the middle. Like, I tried to climb up, and I just missed. Like, I didn't hammer in something hard enough to where I just, like, fell completely through. And, like, you would see it.
Yeah. There's a single...
Yeah.
And then a clang, clang, clang as you fall down the steps,
Yeah.
and the sound begins to reverberate outwards. And instantly, you're not going to take any damage from it. Instantly, Reno's turret on the bottom of his ship turns around and unleashes a hail of gunfire in that general direction. Not even waiting for it to confirm a target. Just...
At that,
Yes.
I'm jump jetting straight up and through his ship.
Give me a launch assault physique roll.
Punch the plane out of the sky.
Fucking out of it.
That's a 12.
Yes!
He punches the plane out of the sky.
Yes, Andrew!
You jump jet up and you try to go through it,
I
right?
hate blue.
And you are instantly greeted. Exactly, it's like an uppercut. It's a punch jet upwards. You are instantly greeted with the very satisfying crunch and whirring and woo 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 alarms of everything going wrong in this cockpit at the same time. But the thing itself still has maintained structural integrity, and you are carrying it further upwards. There are critical damages done to this thing, but Reno in the cockpit is still alive.
Cool. And I just want to like clamp on with one hand, as close to the cockpit to be intimidating as possible, and turn off my jump jets.
And you begin to fall.
And kind of like wrestle not suplex, but like I'm form body tackling this spaceship.
Iron Giant.
I just want to be attached to it. I'm being a lead weight.
Margaret Lee, you
And
have
I'll punch it as much as I can on the way down.
You have heard the crunch of Bull doing things. And you are at the base of this cement. Are you
And
doing
I'm, like,
anything?
watching it.
You can, yeah.
Okay, I want to try to yell to Bull, "Hey, Bull, don't kill him yet!" And just, like, watch him just, like, sit.
So,
We'll see.
We'll see. I know.
this
That's
is,
okay.
I think, going to be a de facto another launch assault roll.
Okay.
Physique.
I'm taking out one of the bombs.
13.
That is a perfect success.
Yes!
Yay!
Damn, I can't even give you... shit. Okay.
Sorry.
He's a very good robot.
Something will go wrong eventually for him. Life, it already has.
Oh,
Help me here. Because I can't see a way that he survives.
It's okay, dude.
I want to give it to you because it was a perfect roll. Impact heavy concussive fists. You are up in the air. You have crippled his flying capabilities. I don't think he dies immediately in a fiery
I was
explosion.
about to say, yeah, just give him a movie moment where he's like,
Exactly.
Well, here's what I was gonna say. If it's all possible on the way down, because I would love to be like, as I'm lead weighting this, just like tearing things out of it, just like don't stop till you
Absolutely.
get enough. But when when Margaret Lee shouts that, just grabbing like back behind the cockpit and ripping it away and chucking it down and going to the planet with the rest of the ship.
This is going to be, I'm sorry, one more face adversity.
That's okay.
This is going to be metal because you are acting under pressure, basically.
I'm so into it. Come on, be a good
Can
roll.
I take that 5?
Yeah, it's a 5. That's a 5. Okay,
Nice.
perfect success.
yeah.
And you throw the cockpit in a sort of makeshift ejector seat, shall we say.
He's not going to be looking good, hopefully, but like
No,
less death.
he is not. Like the Hulk in that extremely good GameCube game, Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction, you pile drive
My ultimate destruction.
this fighter jet.
Hell yeah.
I am Volk.
Dang.
Margaret Lee,
I do one thing.
I think you duck as
Yes.
the cockpit compartment flies over you and skids into the earth with just "God dang, Kermit, you deserve it," from Reno, who it is then immediately cut off.
Yeah.
And the dust begins to settle. Back on the Western Front. What are you guys doing now that you have reunited here and Claiborne is making a short work of several of the worms?
You do what you need to do. I got your back.
Well, thank you. I'm not really worried about you. You're a robot. You'll be fine, I'm sure.
Just so you did stay safe. Okay, no. I'm staying here.
I look down at the guy and I'm like, hey, so if the thing gets hurt, you get hurt, right?
Yes, and if I'm calm, she is calm.
And if you are hurt, then she is hurt?
Maybe?
Maybe?
She is much stronger than I am.
Okay, I'm just wondering, alright.
Wait, are Are you the worm?
They got a telepathic tele-thing fucking going.
What if you're asleep?
He holds up his hair, and you can see a modification into the side of his skull.
Oh.
We are empathetically linked.
Oh.
I'm trying to keep her calm. She's making me very angry.
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
can you make him sleep?
I can knock him in the head real good and
No.
Could you give me a lullaby or something?
I want you to hold this man.
Let me...
I need to finish this.
Okay, just unit.
Okay, yeah, let me...
Whisper him sweet nothings, and I'm gonna finish this.
Little cowboy...
Fucking perfect.
Out in the stars... Yodel-like, hee-hoo, yodel-like, hee-hoo.
Because-
Watch out for big bugs!
I literally named this move Sweet Nothings.
Okay.
2d6 plus
Sweet nothing.
Plus what?
influence.
Yes!
Snake eyes!
Opposite snake eyes.
14.
I just got so scared.
14.
Spider snake.
Sorry,
Okay.
when I was a kid, I would call double six the snake eyes.
You get to choose any one of the following or one that suits your fancy.
Okay.
Tell him a story of a faraway planet.
Okay.
Tell him a story of home. Tell him the plot of Jake Chambers 6, The Honor of Destiny.
Wait, what was the first one?
Tell him a story of a faraway planet, land, or city. Tell him a story of home. Tell him a
Little
story.
cowboy, there's a big heaven in the sky, full of gold for you to mine, full of flowers for you to see, little cowboy, full of horses for you to ride. And that's, I'm just gonna
Just continue.
keep rambling of the cowboy heaven in the sky waiting for him.
You are so comforted. He is comforted.
Great.
Fucking perfect.
Just pistol while hugging and
Just
singing.
like, oh,
Stare.
God.
Little cowboy, there's a place for you.
But down, are you pointing that
I've
at
got
creatures?
bugs,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
While I do my dark bug deeds.
Do you feel that? Are you going to change your course, or are you just going to fuck these guys up?
I'm just gonna fuck these guys up.
Tell me a little bit of that before we hop into the first aid.
Yeah, so it's just him, like, disassembling whatever tunnel systems they might have under the rocks and everything. The spire is just red
Cheesed.
pebbles now, and now I'm just playing with getting whatever of these guys I can. Like, I feel like whenever I do transform, take on some of the qualities, so if this worm is down for hunting creatures like this, it's almost a game at this point. How many of them can I
Absolutely.
exterminate?
Ooh.
Absolutely. Exterminate. Give me a 2d6 plus expertise for the second of 3
Here
required.
we go, baby. That's 7.
That is a success. So you are now 2 successes out of 3 for healing Puppy. Tell me what this is as you get to the root of the problem.
Well, I have a picture. It's appendicitis case.
Yes.
You know, just a simple remove the appendix kind of thing.
Great.
But it's fucking big, I'm imagining, like
Yeah.
a fucking huge appendicitis.
So it is.
Case is appendix, that's a... Yeah.
It's kind of shocking. It's kind of shocking how similar it is to like all the appendicitis you've done. They probably don't call it appendicitis and wormies,
Yeah.
but you are managing to, with your little pen, is that it? The laser pen to cut certain tissues and move things, and you are able to extract this very fucked up part of intestine or tube or something, and you feel something clank in it as you throw it over your shoulder. And you will only need one more roll to seal up what you have necessarily damaged. You are 2/3 to healing a puppy.
Puppy.
Margaret Lee. There's a man who, last time you met, was perpetrating with his cohorts a grievous wrong against you and your family. And he's just over there.
I'm gonna go over there. Is there anything, like, any kind of beam or, like, pole left of the structure that I've made?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's
Okay.
like pipes and all sorts of
kinds
horrible
stuff?
things.
Okay. Is he alive, like, if I go over there?
You go over there, and Reno is not long for this world. He is lucid, he is bleeding, he is pierced through with a part of jagged metal of the cockpit itself that it normally protects you, but at this point has been crushed in by giant robot fingers, and is now you would need the jaws of life or similar. And at this
Okay.
point, I don't know if it would do any good,
Okay.
but he's alive.
Okay. I want to kind of, like, crouch down in front of him, and I'm just gonna tip my hat back. Would he know who I am?
Shoo! You're the girl that got away.
We're gonna play a little game. And I'm gonna rip off a piece of my skirt, cock my shotgun, back up. I want to blindfold myself, and I'm just gonna shoot.
God, yes.
You're gonna, like, step a pace away and...
Yeah, like, I imagine, like, I'm just staring him down. Like,
Blindfold
ripping
yourself.
it off, cocking it, taking 3 steps back, and just kind of aiming.
Give me just a flat 2d6.
Okay. 7.
You hear from behind your blindfold, and you psycho! And when you peek through, you see that you have hit not only his leg, but some of the shots of the shotgun, the scattered buckshot. There are red spots all over his crisp Blue Stars outfit and uniform. Now blood is leaking out of his mouth. Fuck you.
That one's for me.
And he presses the button on his cockpit.
Love it.
Roll 2d6 plus physique.
10.
If there is an explosion, I am going to put myself in between the explosion and Margaret.
Great, so let's do a get involved, but you don't have to roll because it's a 10 anyway, but we'll say that... do you want his help to have done this? It's your choice because you rolled a perfect success. We can say for
I don't
flavor.
feel like she'd want... No, she would have just backed up, knowing he was going to pull something pansy-like, and just back up enough where she could watch.
So, Bull, you are striding to put yourself in between what is clearly still a threat and Margaret Lee. Yeah. But before anybody can react, it seems, she has quickly stepped back out of the range of one blast from the bottom of his cockpit. And there is a crater in the ground.
Are there any bones? Nothing's left.
I would say it's gibbets.
Of him left?
Giblets.
She's just going to go shoot him.
Okay. Are any of his cybernetics left?
Probably in confetti form.
Cool.
Sparking wires.
So I figured, but...
The busted up robot hand, still mostly intact, falls onto the sand with a wet plop.
I imagine she's just shooting it with a shotgun and just keeps like, boom, shoots it like over and over. Well?
It is dead.
Yeah. You did good.
Thank you.
I like how you kind of punched shit right out of it.
I do not have range.
Oh, well, I could probably give you something with range.
It is okay. I am sneaky. I do not need it.
Well, maybe we'll do it later.
Perhaps.
Good job.
We have more junk.
Mm-hmm. And 1 down, 1 to go.
Would you like to head to town?
Yeah, we can do that. That was a lot to feel, but I'm good.
What are you feeling?
Like mad, but then also kind of...
I am mad I do not like blue.
I don't like blue either, so I just kind of wanted to shoot it for a minute. So it's all gone.
I understand.
In my head it went different, but this was good.
What do you mean it went different in your head?
Well, I just had different dreams. Like I would drown him, or I would shoot him, or I would blow him up.
What are dreams?
Well, close your eyes. Do you have eyes? Does he have eyes? Do you have eyes?
I don't know. There are like 4 little red dots on like the face.
She still says it. Close your eyes. Or...
They are closed.
Okay. What do you see?
You, the terrain. All of your weaknesses.
Okay. You know...
A crashed ship.
Yeah.
A hand. You have shot the hand many times.
Yep.
Some rocks.
Now open
There's
your eyes.
There's a little bug. They are open.
That's a dream. So you can kind of dream whenever you want to.
Ah.
Humans just dream when they go to sleep. Sometimes they're bad, sometimes they're good. Kind of depends on the day.
I remember this episode of Blue's Clues. That's not a joke.
I didn't even know what this was.
That's pretty twisted.
That's fucked. So Ronaldo has managed to keep his cool, wincing and crying out a little bit, kind of like a kid with the flu.
Little cowboy, there are no tears in this heaven.
And you have thrown this clanking whatever it is, this bit of intestine that is engorged on something off to the side, and you have got one more successful first aid kit to go to stabilize our giant puppy friend. And Carlos is breathing, well, previously very sort of calm, is now getting a little bit more. He's like, whew, okay, he's good.
Alright, we'll keep going.
Okay.
I think we're good, Doc. Keep it moving.
Breathe. You're in control. You're in control.
What the fuck?
You're in control.
Kill you.
You're in control.
Here, squeeze my hand as hard as you can squeeze it.
Don't.
Keep
I'm
going.
a robot. I don't give a shit.
Keep going. Yeah. Harder.
Yeah, squeeze that hand.
That's all you got, Cowboy?
Let all the
Come
anger
on,
out.
man. Come on.
And I go over and I try to seal
Wrangle
it. I try to seal it.
First aid roll.
Come on.
10.
Hey,
You are such a professional. Tell me how you stitch up this giant space worm.
I just imagine he's taking this laser and just like he's done it a million times before, but like zing, and then like he takes the big chunks that he opened up in the beginning and tries to like on the side, sealing it with his laser pen.
I think Ronaldo passes out.
Okay.
Oh, shoot. Well,
He's fine.
all right.
Worm's fine. I did my job.
Puppy, groaning, begins to sink back into the earth. If it had legs, or if it was anything but entirely tail, it would have the distinct impression of a puppy with its tail between its legs.
Okay.
As it limps off into the desert sands, leaving you no longer surrounded by the puppy donut.
could I understand anything that Puppy, air quotes, said?
Sure. Let me give you a rough translation.
Yeah. Nice. And my worm form comes back out of the ground and kind of slithers up, and then I gradually come back to my Abraham self.
And Abraham, who was a worm, is no longer.
The puppy says thank you.
Well, that little critter didn't mean us no harm, but what the hell kind of critter are you?
Fajitski goes over to the gland thing and opens it up with his laser pen.
As you kick it open, the sort of steaming organ sacs begin to fall away, leaving something inside, something metal. What is it? Is it a weapon, or is it a piece of armor or equipment?
Let's say it's a weapon. Let's say it's a weapon.
It is. We'll have to figure out what it is at a later point.
Yeah.
And Ronaldo is shaking himself back up. Is she okay? Is she alright?
She's fine, Ronaldo.
You did it, Cowboy. Whoa.
He turns off the mod in the side of his head
So
and
scary.
says, "Whew, Dr. Fajitski,
Yeah.
thank you so much."
Yeah. It's my job.
Okay.
Just doing my job.
Alright, and you, friends of Dr. Fajitski, I will make it up to you. To my compound. Can you help me?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Jesse, I can answer your questions on the way, but for now, will you jump jet on up there and bring the shuttle back down?
All right.
So we'll say that you guys do
Yodeliki-hoo.
and are able to,
Anytime
without
I
too
can.
much more ado, fly back to Ronaldo's compound back up north, farther away from the big empty, where things like Puppy might be able to live. And Ronaldo, seeming more lucid as he stumbles out of the wagon and into his, what did you call it? The trail?
Oh, the Airstream?
The Airstream. Stumbling out of the wagon and into the Airstream. Comes out with what looks like a bunch of different sacks and begins to just sort of throw them on the ground. And
Whoa,
Throw them on
calm
the
down.
ground.
Your leg's not doing so hot.
Oh.
Slowly. Slowly.
How are you feeling, Abraham?
How do my wounds look, Mr. GM?
still extremely bad.
Okay, I didn't know if with the time that's been taken, if any changes had occurred.
I think the difference between patching up on the fly versus with a clinic is that if you fuck up on the fly, you can't heal it until
Way
you
to go,
get to
Jesse.
a clinic.
Oh, no, I'm talking about with my special thing.
Oh, let's figure that out. You examine yourself and you see your many and myriad wounds. And then what happens?
So, regeneration, how it works is a moment of stillness allows you to reduce severity of an injury by 1 step. So even if it wasn't specifically while we were on the way back, like I know when at first the doctor was working on the worm and everything, I was taking a minute to collect myself. And I think that these wounds are like naturally starting to close.
So you get to reduce the severity by 1 step on one of your injuries.
Great! So I'll take the major to a minor.
So Jesse, as you ask that question, and he holds up his busted arm,
Yeah, I think one of them was in the arm, yeah.
the wound begins to close.
Well, shoot, are you even human? What the heck? I thought y'all just fall apart.
I'm human, but there's some stuff that has gone down, and Well, we can discuss, but y'all will need to keep quiet.
Are you a robot that can think and feel and have emotions too? It's okay, I get it.
Not a robot.
Dang it. Okay.
Fajitski trusts no one.
He says out loud.
Fajitski's thinking that. He's like, fucking shapeshifters.
So-
fucking trust them with goddamn.
So Ronaldo has hauled out a bounty and says, "For you, my friends."
Rare rabbit of breakfast, I'm a golden fatted cow. I was born and raised in the briar patch. And all illusions of phenomenon is an echo of a rooster's laugh. I had a dream. I was falling off a cliff and I'm falling through the air straight and still. And if I had a pebble in my shoe, I must have just forgot him. And I woke up right